Hi, I'm Justine Cornelson, Agronomic and Regulatory Services Manager with Brett Young Seeds. Blackleg in canola is not a new disease. This is a disease that we've dealt with for quite some time. Blackleg is caused by two different fungal pathogens, but the main cause of yield loss is by the species Leptosphaeria maculans. With blackleg, we do have a host of best management practices that we can utilize to help minimize the disease severity and the spread of the disease. The main one and number one is always plant scouting, crop scouting, going in, pulling up plants and assessing for damage. This is done by pulling plants at the time of harvest or right prior to harvest and cutting plants through the root tissue and assessing for damage. From there, we can rate the disease and we can figure out how severe it was and then what the potential yield loss from blackleg could have been in that particular year. Number two is crop rotation. Blackleg is a stubble-borne disease, so it needs the old canola residue to survive on. Once that old residue breaks down in the field, that risk of introducing an infection in future years becomes less. So at least a 2-year break from canola, so going into, say, soybeans, wheat, and then back into canola is a long enough break to really break down that old crop residue and get rid of the pathogen. Next being genetic resistance. So with hybrids here in Canada, everything has to be resistant or moderately resistant. So that is a practice that all growers are using currently. This goes into then the next management step, which is rotation of genetics. So the stewardship of the traits that we are using. There's a bunch of different major genes out there that we are utilizing, and especially within the BY portfolio, we've got some options there to rotate genetics. So using those genetics, understanding the pathogen that you're working with at the field level and how to better manage is something that is utilized. And then lastly, fungicide use. For the most part, fungicides have been foliar applications early on in the season, so around that kind of 2-leaf stage. You've got to get on at that critical window for infection, which is early on. So if you can target a spray application, then you should see some reduction in disease severity come fall. One new treatment that's out there is fungicide seed treatments. So Saltro offers protection to early canola, so stuff that's coming out cotyledon 1-leaf, 2-leaf stage. So really protecting the plants at that critical window for infection. So using all of those management practices and really putting emphasis on crop rotation will help manage blackleg on your farm. For more information, check out brettyoung.ca.